Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Diego. Welcome back to another daily value video. And on this channel, all I do is provide as much value as possible. I scroll to the very bottom of all my comments and I eventually am working my way all the way to the top. We started with 0 comments. If you look at the first video on this channel, we started with nothing. And now we have a pretty big community here with a ton of people asking questions. And I feel like it's my duty to provide you with as much value as possible because I feel like no one else will. No one else goes out of their way to actually do this every single day and have it a part of their daily routine to help the community. So I feel like that's it's my job to do that, and I try my best at doing that. But before we start, I wanted to just go over a couple student wins that we got in the last few days and just pat you guys on the back, give you guys credit where it's due. We have Drizek, or Martin, if you're watching this. He just hit 10,000 subscribers. One of his videos just got 56,000 views in 9 days. Very cool stuff. A 600% increase in the last 7 days, which is very awesome. Another student starting to see exponential results after just literally the last week of working with me. And then we have Vincia. His channel is going crazy, 800,000 views in the last 28 days. Amazing stuff. And then also he had another channel that hit 1,000 subscribers, which is very cool. And look at those outliers, 100x. We love seeing those outliers. And then another student who just started working with me is now seeing exponential results, which is really cool. So I wanted to give you guys some credit where it's due. You guys are crushing it. And now let's dive into the value. So to start, we have, hey Diego, I've started a boom bap type beat channel 5 months ago, but it didn't blow up. After 3 months, I quit uploading beats. Can you tell me what's wrong? Greetings from Germany. Greetings, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, yeah, let's take a look. So looks like you posted, you tried for some time, about 3 months. Didn't really work out. Looks like you kind of changed the theme a couple times. These thumbnails, your thumbnails definitely could use some work. Okay, first of all, the titling it just looks dated. In my opinion, it looks pretty dated. I wouldn't be having parental advisory. I've talked about this many times on my channel. It actually lowers your click-through rate. People think I'm bullshitting with that. Trust me, I can back it up with data. I've done all kinds of tests. It lowers your click-through rate, not significantly, but I look at it as like any way that I could increase the click-through rate, I'm going to do it. So I would take that out. I'd remove your branding from the thumbnails as well. I don't see it fitting. And overall, with your thumbnails, I would go for something more clean. I like the black and white, but I would go for something more clean, maybe a grain on some higher quality pictures that make more sense. Looks like you're going for like the zombie or like abandoned theme. I would go for more of a kind of like what Dex is doing. I think he's crushing it with this lane. I would take more note of like these type of thumbnails. They just get a higher click-through rate and they do significantly better, especially in your niche. He's doing the black and white as well, but I recommend it going for something more like that. But I hope that helps, man. Hey Diego, lo-fi type beats? Is lo-fi x boom bap better? Has some joy with sad piano beats too. So lo-fi is cool. I recommend boom bap overall just as like a keyword. I know it's like basically the same thing, but lo-fi works. It's just, I feel like lo-fi traditionally, like when selling beats, I wouldn't necessarily go with lo-fi as that's what people usually just listen to in the background or just like they stream that music traditionally more. Whereas, because if you're looking just to get streams and stuff, yeah, lo-fi is great. But if you're looking to sell beats, I would be doing more of the strategy where you're going for like boom bap or like the underground, like old school freestyle boom bap style. I think that's a really good style. Kind of like that MF Doom style, that Mob Deep style. Like I would be going for stuff like that if I were you. So good question though. All right, Chaotic, welcome back, bro. What's up, Diego? I love your videos. I've been watching for over a month now, compiling data for myself, currently moving, and once I'm thoroughly planted, I plan to start a channel or 2 or 3 and just study and grind beats on my off days. I'm thinking either JID, J. Cole beats, and or rap, boom bap beats. I wanted to make 2000s Eminem or Dr. Dre type beats, but it seems to be dying. Again, much love. Thank you for responding. Yeah, so this is like all 3 of you are kind of like going for the same style, it looks like. The Jid niche and like the J. Cole style is definitely solid. I'd even argue maybe going for like, I'd look into keywords like Aaron May or Isaiah Rashad. Some keywords like that are really good. I like one of my students, Vincia, he's crushing it with that keyword. So he's doing really well with this keyword here. He's getting like 10,000 views a day on average, or just shy of 10,000 views a day. And we like literally just started his channel recently and he's going up with this one. So I definitely think like there's potential with these niches, but yeah, it's completely up to you. Like it honestly depends on your sound. I'd argue if you're going for more of like the chill boom bap style sound, Isaiah Rashad and like Aaron May is a really good niche. If you're going for more of the grimy or like underground, like New York style boom bap, then it's like, yeah, keywords. I'd even just do like rap freestyle beat and then like boom bap type beat or something like that. I'd take on more after like the lethal needle sound and stuff like that. But yeah, I would just do more studying and like I'd look at a couple keywords. So this is my best advice for you, honestly. So let's just say you're going for, or you want to figure out what niche to go for, and you kind of give me an idea. So you could look up Dr. Dre type beat, right? And then just see like, okay, what's the search volume? I doubt it's going to be very good. So you can probably just honestly cross that off. But I'd look at, you know, rap freestyle beat, like that title, or rap freestyle type beat, that's an evergreen, like high volume search keyword that will always do good. I mean, if you have really good beats, you can definitely break into it. I have a ton of students and like even myself, like even one of my students here, he's doing literally rap beat, like he's doing that keyword. So it's like you can definitely break into it. That's just going for more of a broad niche, which I'm always like pushing for more of like the micro niche. So, but it's an option. I'll write it down, right? You can look into that keyword, rap freestyle beat. So I'd look into that. And then you can also look into keywords like MF Doom, right? You can look into that. And I'm just writing down like artists or keywords, and then you can plug this in or just search these keywords up and see if this matches your sound. Whichever keyword matches your sound the best, I recommend going for, taking into account, you know, also how much they sell and whatnot. And I'll give you a better breakdown on that. But MF Doom, also like just old school. My writing today is crazy. Old school boom bap, and just do that as a niche. But I'd even argue going more like micro niche too. So like, let's say chill rap beats like that. You can go for like the Aaron May one. Could go for like, there's all kinds of niche. So you just need to think of like artists or keywords that like would match that maybe, and then just try them all out. Search them up on vidIQ. I think that's a good strategy. And then plug those in, see what matches your sound best, and then you just end up choosing that keyword. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more clarity on that. But good question, man. I'm happy to see you back. Shay says, yo, Diego, appreciate all you do for the Type B community. Absolutely, man. Thank you. Was wondering if you had any suggestions for West Coast micro niches and thumbnails. Had some decent success for a couple months, but results have been stagnant lately. Fair enough. I've been wondering if I should stay the course or think about pivoting to a different niche within the West Coast genre. Yeah, I mean, I can take a look because I'm familiar with this genre. I'm from California, so. Okay, so you're going for basically the broadest you could go for. I'd say you're definitely like kind of all over the place as far as like keywords goes. You've been doing it for some months, but looks like you're more focused now. So, okay. So if I was going for your keyword, man, number one, I always say this, but it's because it's true. I would remove the parental advisory logo, right? Just remove it. Okay. You don't need it. It lowers your click-through rate. It really tanks it, and you don't want to do that. I wouldn't say it really tanks it, but it tanks it, or it lowers it, right? And you just always want to be able to improve that. Now, with your thumbnails, I wouldn't be doing thumbnails of the artist. I would be doing thumbnails that are more like, if you look up, like a good way to explain this, I even have it here, like the Shoreline Mafia, Phoenix Flex, and that sound, it should be pictures like this. So maybe you don't need to do girls as a picture, but I would probably do pictures like this. This would get a much higher click-through rate and would make a lot more sense for what you're going with. So in your case, so I would be going for thumbnails like this because it just makes more sense for what you're going with. And if you even just do a basic Google search, right, you're going to be able to see that, like Shoreline Mafia type B, if we look that up, at the top, you're going to see there's specific recent beats that have blown up that are doing that thumbnail format. So like you can see here, okay, 1 million views a year ago. Even this guy, okay, 143,000 views 3 weeks ago. It's a different type of thumbnail format, right? It's not, this is not of the artist. That's actually Lil Double O. And you're gonna want to just go for thumbnails like this, right? This is what you want to do, like Detroit x West Coast. They're all doing these same type of thumbnails. And if you want to just find those thumbnails really easily, I would just look up on Pinterest like lean diamond watches, like, or purple cup, purple drink, diamond watches, or something like that. You'll just see that aesthetic, and they're all doing this. So that's my best bet for you, man. Hopefully that helps though. Rocket's back. Okay, awesome. Good to see you back, man. Yo, man, huge thanks for the videos, and I appreciate your passion for type beats. Absolutely. What do you think the future looks like for beat selling producers and online music entrepreneurs? Do you see this as a growing path or something that will be fully replaced eventually? So I don't think that this beat selling thing, this type beat thing is ever going anywhere as long as YouTube is a thing. As long as YouTube is the biggest, because people are always going to need beats. The music industry will always be here. Music is like a part of humans. Okay, we love music, and so that will never go away. People will always want to be making music, and there will only be more and more people getting into music and wanting to rap and or sing, right, and just become a artist as it's getting more and more accessible. And so the main thing is like, since it's becoming more and more accessible, that means more people are going to be searching for beats, right? And a part of it being accessible is because of us, right? We post so many beats, people can get a beat instantly, a really good quality beat for free just off of YouTube, and then eventually, they purchase a license. But it's so easy to get access to really good beats. So we're a part of that as well. It will eventually get more and more saturated, but all it comes down to is just staying on top and staying ahead of the game, right? If you're on top of the game and you're always studying, you're always a student of the game. And this is why I always preach that, like, if you constantly are a student of the game, you'll never lose because you're always learning something. The people who get arrogant and complacent are the ones who eventually fall off, right? Because they're like, oh, I know everything. I cracked the code. And then, 6 months later, their views start dipping and they don't even know why, because they haven't even been paying attention to their own analytics. They haven't even been paying attention to anything about what it is they do and what it is that got them to where they are in the first place. So they lose sight of that. And so the beat selling space and like the online music entrepreneur space will never go away as long as music is a thing and as long as YouTube is a thing. It will never go away. It will only get more and more accessible and easier, in my opinion, because all it is just studying. And if you're good at that, like, that's a skill. Studying is definitely a skill, right? You have to know where to look. You have to know why certain things work the way they do. And you have to kind of have that mindset. I definitely think it starts with that. And then, but once you have that mentality, it's really easy to learn from there. So good question though. Very, very good conversation. Can you roast or review this channel, bro? I commented earlier for my other channel, but this is my current okay, so it's the same person. Appreciate the value, man. Of course. I will give you brutally honest critique, as I always do. Hard bouncy trap type B. Got it. So it looks like this video did pretty good recently. Yeah, so like not the worst views. I think your thumbnail format is kind of all over the place. It really is all over the place. Also your title format, like you're doing free for profit, then one day you're doing trap type B. One day you're doing hard bouncy trap type B and you're doing all caps. One day you're doing free for profit again. And then it's just kind of all over the place. One day you're doing like a full thumbnail that's like full screen. One day you're doing the black bars. It really is. One day you're doing artist pictures too. It is all over the place. So I recommend just getting a little more focused as far as what it is you're really trying to go for. If you want to go the free for profit route, I don't think it's bad. It's just you're not going to make much sales. It's definitely going to be more of an AdSense revenue play, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going for the trap type beat niche, which is arguably the most competitive niche there is, so just putting that out there, I would probably go with cartoon pictures. I think that format works like traditionally a lot better. Pictures like this, they just do pretty good. Or if you're doing trap beats, I'd probably go with pictures like this. So stuff like guns, ski mask, money, jewelry, stuff like that, with maybe like a black background, and then you just put it on like that. I think that's a really, really solid thumbnail format for what you're going for. Okay, so I'd figure that out, get consistent with it, and then go with a title format that actually could make more sense. So I'm gonna lay out just a title format that I think would work good for you. So I'd probably go with free to start. I wouldn't really do free for profit. I mean, it depends on what you're going for, but if you want to go more broad, right? So we do free with the brackets, and let me just exit this out a little bit. Free with the brackets, and then I would do obviously trap type B, but I'd argue you can just go like free, and then I'd put the beat name. So just put BN for beat name. And then I do hard trap beat, and I would not do type beat. I do hard trap beat 2025, right? And then you can do a little line there and then add other keywords. So I'm just going to write it down here so I don't have to keep moving, because you want to get these keywords in. This is if you're going for this type of niche. So hard rap, trap, beat, instrumental. So that would be your title format. And this is really good just for like trap. If you're going for like the viral trap niche, if you combine that with thumbnails like this and a title format like this, you'll see really, really good results, especially if you're going for more of that like Lil Baby sound, or like that just more mainstream trap sound. I think that'll really crush. And then if you make your intros very long and drop at like the 40-45 second mark, you'll see very, very good results. Yeah, that's definitely like a good format to go for. So hopefully that helps. Hi Diego, thanks for your support. This is a VIP member for the event. Glad to see you here. Does having a music note next to your YouTube channel affect your visibility on YouTube for type beats? Does it help or make things worse? I don't really have the answer to this, to be honest. And I don't want to speak on something I don't know, because I've never had the music note. Like, I've never had a channel have actual releases on there. I've only just had like videos itself, and gotten into the algorithm that way. I do know that it's two completely different algorithms. I don't think it necessarily affects things too much, but I also can't speak on it. I've never done it. So honestly, I don't want to give you like advice or something where I just don't really know the answer to. I don't think that's ethical, and I don't think that's right. So sorry I couldn't help you today though, man. I posted type beats for about a month, then got inconsistent and stopped. I'm about to start posting again and wondering if I should use the same channel that wasn't doing well but has subs already, or start fresh with a new account. So I think it depends on like what you were going for on originally. 15-year-old producers starting young. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, 10 months ago, 9 months. Okay, so it's been so long and you never really posted much to begin with. Yeah, I just started a brand new channel, honestly. I just started a new channel, start fresh. And then, hey Diego, thank you for answering my questions before, of course. A follow-up to my previous question about Christian music. What is the best practice for titling your type B channel if you are working with a genre and a subgenre? For example, gospel and R&B, or gospel and example reggae or dance hall. Okay. So I think a good way to title that is honestly just sticking. If you want to go more long, it depends. Like I don't really know artists in specific with those niches, so I couldn't tell you like, oh, go for this artist or go for this keyword. Like no. So I think the best thing for you also, like in terms of longevity, is going for keywords like you just mentioned. So you can combine them, right? You could do gospel X and you have like free, right? You can do something like that for your title format. Free gospel X R and B type B. I would literally just go for the niche itself, right? And so R&B itself, if you just did R&B, that's like a completely different thing from gospel X R&B. So you have your micro niche here. I would go for that. I don't think you need to add other artist keywords. I would literally just go for it flat like this. And I think you'd see really good results, because not many people are doing this. And what this is going to lead to in the end is, attracting customers that really like this type of music. And it's also a great demographic to target in terms of sales, because it's just a more mature audience. So you're just going to generate a ton of sales and a ton of super fans. This is a crazy drawing. I'm sorry. Imagine this is a person. I'm just going to actually get rid of that. But yeah, I think going for just the genres, it's a good move, man. Glad to see you here again. Bro, is it possible to just upload on YouTube and sell beats through Insta or emails without any subscription for beat selling platform like BeatStars? Sorry, I'm new to this. Appreciate you for all the sauce. So honestly, I've made a video on this. This is like one of my first videos on this channel, was talking about how to sell beats without any money. And I showed you how to do this, but I don't recommend going down that route, because it's just, so like, for example, I'm reading this reply here. People become more risk adverse. Yes, can be done. However, just be smart and make sure you and the customers both leave with a successful transaction and understand the terms. This is very important. The reason why using BeatStars is really good is because they handle the licensing aspect for you. They have lawyers who have put these contracts in place, right? So you don't have to bother doing any of that work. Whereas like selling beats manually without BeatStars or anything, and just through the emails, is like really risky. It's gonna lead to less sales, because unless you have 50,000 subs on YouTube, people are gonna be fishy about it. Or unless it's like, you have your website domain, which you probably wouldn't even have if you don't have a BeatStars. If people saw, okay, it's on the email, it's his website domain, and then like support at his website domain, then it's like, it looks more official. But if it's from Everest 3800 at gmail.com, like, people might be scared to just send the money and then wait for you to send the beat back, and that could take 2 hours. That could take it just isn't really a good customer experience. And I think if you're looking for longevity and like actually building a sustainable beat selling business, I recommend making that investment. And I'm not affiliated with BeatStars in any way. I don't have any, I'm not partnered with them. I'm not sponsored with them. They're just the best platform for selling beats, period. 100%. Simply also because you're going to make sales just off the marketplace, right? Because they have so much traffic going to them. So I recommend doing that. If you're not going to go about it, I recommend watching my video where I break down how I would sell beats without any money. Let's see. Yeah, it's right here. How to start a beat selling business without spending money. I recommend watching that video. And a good reply, Joshua. Vicious says, hey Diego, been enjoying all of your videos on here. Thanks. They're super helpful and motivating. Glad I can help. I made this new channel after you recommend creating a new one instead of rebranding my old font channel. The main issues with that were the thumbnails. Also made the mistake by doing shorts. It's all good. We've all been there. No worries. it's recoverable. For this new channel, I think I have the thumbnails dialed in, but would love some feedback on them. Vicious doesn't have many great pictures of himself, so it's tough. Also, do you recommend commenting on each upload with the purchase link? I've noticed some people doing that combined with the link in the description. Thanks again. Yeah, I always, like, anytime I'm doing any video, whether it's type beats or these videos itself, I always have a call to action in the comments as well. Because you'd be surprised, like, there will be some people who DM me and are like, yo, where can I purchase a beat? And it's like, it was literally in the description. Or like they'll comment down on the video and be like, how can I purchase the beat? And it's in the description. The link is literally the first link in the description. But some people, you have to take into account, like, not everyone thinks the way you think. So you need to spell shit out, and you need to make things as easy and as simple as possible. Like a 3-year-old should be able to know how to buy your beat. You should make it like that, right? Because you'd be surprised, there's some dumb people out there, okay? And I'm not gonna call them dumb, but there's some people who just look. let's keep let's keep it pushing. But anyway, yes, I think you should have the purchase link in the description on every type E video, so everyone, come on. It's very good. That's like not putting it in the description. Any space that you can have any type of, like, anywhere to put your beat link in people's faces, you want to do it, right? So use your own real estate, and that's the way to do it. So I would be doing that. And I see your main issues is like the thumbnails. It looks like you have them dialed in. Okay, cool. You'd like some feedback, so let's do that. So honestly, man, I wouldn't even be doing pictures of the artist. I don't really know this niche. I'm not too familiar with it, but I'd probably be going for thumbnails that you can be more consistent with, like an actual theme. So thumbnails, to give you just a better example, this would be better maybe. Just stuff like this might get a higher click rate because you can be more consistent with it. For example, like if you find out a guy smoking gets a higher click rate every time, okay, now you can just look up guy smoking on Pinterest, and now you have access to a bunch of thumbnails. Whereas maybe Vicious doesn't have pictures like that all the time, right? He doesn't have an unlimited supply of them. So it's just thinking smarter when it comes to that. But yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, man. Hey Diego, this is my channel and I've been posting daily for 3 months, and my niche is really good too, but my channel is not blowing up. No matter what I do, please help me. I really depend on this. I make quality beats too. Sure. Okay, so Black Boy Max sample type. Okay, so I actually reviewed his channel yesterday in yesterday's video. So check that out. Yesterday's video, I reviewed you. So go and check that out, man. Hey Diego, do you think I should continue my channel, and will it sell well if I continue this niche? Yeah, I'll give you some advice on that. Let's see. Melodic type beat. Of course. Melodic type beats always sell well. Very good. Oh, nice. You actually have a decent following going too. Yeah, free for profit, melodic type beat. Very simple, clean. Thumbnail format is consistent. Look, guys, this is a great example of what I preach. Look how consistent it is. Very, very good. My question to you is, why aren't you doing black and white thumbnails every single video? If your most popular video, look, it's a 100x outlier, and it was a black and white thumbnail with a guy smoking with a ski mask on. It looks like you have that here in some of these other videos. My question is, why aren't you doing that every time, right? And it looks like you are pretty good with that, but you know, it's just something to take into account. And it looks like now you're starting to add some other keywords here. I'd go with what worked in the first place. I think you have a solid title format and thumbnail format here. So yeah, this is definitely a great niche to keep going with though, to answer your question. Very cool. Hi bro, I've been consistent with my Tyler XVs type beats, but I feel like I'm stuck in YouTube's invisible zone. Fair enough. Any advice on breaking out of that early phase where the algorithm barely tests your beats to new listeners? Yeah, so that can be due to like a couple of factors. It's not like you're not being tested. You're definitely, if you were getting 0 views, then you're not being tested. They're testing you though. It's just like for your thumbnails, man, I'd be going for thumbnails that are more like this. So let me just pull up a good example. I'd be going for thumbnails like this for your niche. That makes the most sense. And then I'd argue even going for like Babyface Ray XVs instead of Tyler. I think that'd probably be good. Maybe you do that on a different channel. Since you've been going on this channel for 3 months, nothing seemed to work. And then it looks like you got rid of the parental advisory ones. Looks like you've changed your thumbnail format many times. I'd say it's just best to start fresh, man. You're at 10 subs, 68 videos. You've been going for 3 months. Take my advice, exactly what I just told you. Do thumbnails like this every time. Do your title like free Babyface Ray X V's or free V's X Babyface Ray type beat. Either one. And then just stick with that consistently. You don't even need 2025 in the title. And then go with that every day. You don't even need to put your logo on the thumbnail as well. You can literally just have it like this. Do that every day, and I guarantee you'll see a lot better results, man. Keep it up. I'm thinking to upload the same beat on 2 different channels with different title and keywords. What is your opinion on it? Is it good to see success? Is it bad? I don't see why not, honestly. I've done that many times with my channels, so like I don't see how it's bad. Definitely consider like trying to make it a different niche. I know you said you're gonna do it different title, different keywords, so great. As long as you do it like that, I don't see how it can be bad. But yeah, very good. I know you've talked about this a bunch of times, but how come type B thumbnails are so different from the usual YouTube thumbnails? Why do type B thumbnails need to be so minimalistic in comparison to other YouTube thumbnails, which often use vibrant colors, titles, etc.? So the reason why is because there is a algorithm for the type beats, and I like this is literally it. So this is the algorithm for type beats. It's right here, and there are many algorithms inside of the algorithm, but the type B algorithm always stays the same. If you notice, besides the worldwide mainstream algorithm, every format has black bars, every single one, but they all have different type of pictures. It's just the same format though. For every type B video is black bars and then a certain type of picture. Now, what dictates whether you get into the algorithm or not is based on the picture. So if I do a picture like this, I'm not going to end up getting placed next to a bunch of R&B beats. It doesn't match the theme, right? It doesn't get you in the algorithm. Whereas a video like this will end up next to a Pooh Shiesty type beat, an NBA Youngboy type beat, a No Auto Dirk type beat, right? And a picture like this will end up next to a West Coast type beat or a Detroit type beat. That's just how it is, right? And a picture of the artist, say it's Lil Baby type beat, will always end up next to other Lil Baby type beats with Lil Baby as the thumbnail. So to answer your question, it's based on the pictures. That is why. So you can't really get too unique, because if you got super unique and did stuff that traditional YouTubers do, right, you end up actually not being able to get into any of these algorithms. So that's why. Hope that helps though. Now I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Literally on the last video, this is a 1 of 10 performer, which is really cool. 200 views more than usual. See, the community is growing. You guys seem to be loving these videos. 12-minute average view duration is crazy. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Super cool stuff and great questions. Make sure to comment more questions, and also make sure to sign up for the Sell Beats Online Challenge, where I'll be hosting a completely free live event where I'll break down how to start a micro niche type B channel, how to optimize it, and then how to monetize it. And I'll break down all the strategies over the course of 3 days. So definitely sign up for the Sell Beats Online Challenge, and I'll see you there. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.